All right, cool. All right, hey guys. All right, I'm here. Sorry for the delay. I was supposed to be on here about 10, 15 minutes ago. So I took my walk a little later than I was going to. And so I had to take a little longer than usual. So I just wanted to let y'all know. Okay, so let's get started here. So I'm not going to waste any time. My statements are personal opinions, not guaranteed future events. Whatever decisions or actions you take, you are 100% responsible and liable for. You can change your future. It's never set in stone. And I'm not a licensed medical doctor, counselor, attorney, or law enforcement official. You can still ask me those kinds of questions, but for legal medical advice or treatment, please consult with a licensed professional. All right, so go ahead and put your questions in the comment section below, and I'm going to be bouncing through here. I'm not going in any particular order. So let's see. I got okay. Yeah, my walk was good. It's cold, but it's good. But it's cold here. That's why we're like it's already like 45 degrees outside, I think. So, yeah, Steph Marie 23. Can you describe the man you saw me serious with by the end of the year? Describe this person. I feel like this individual. They might have lighter features or lighter, like lighter toned skin or lighter skin, but they have darker features. So they may have like lighter skin, but then they have like dark hair or dark eyes. So they might have more of a, more of these kinds of features. They also have. I want to say they have a slight mark or a mole at the very tip of their nose. So you might notice a little mark like right around here. I do believe they have beautiful lips. I also feel that they have like wider shoulders or broad shoulders. And they may be a little bit like, I wouldn't say they're heavy set, but they're more like, they're thicker than what would be slim. So a little bit on the thicker side is how I would describe them. Okay. The name of the person, I want to say the name might start with a J. So just FYI, the name might start with a J. Eric Sanchez. Hey, happy Friday, Ferny. I'm talking to a guy named Chris and want to know if you see our relationship going long-term date if possible. Well, before you start planning a wedding, you might want to actually spend some time with this person before you start planning a wedding. Just FYI, people are already like planning weddings when they're just talking to somebody. I'm like, no, get to know this person. Wait 3 months because they're going to show you the true colors in 3 months, and then you can decide if you really like the person. This individual, there is potential for longevity, but I would not rush into it just because I feel like there's two sides to their personality, and you might not care for the other side of the personality, which is why I'm telling you need to like give it a little more time or just wait 3 months. So if you do start to date, which I do feel you will get a chance to date, just wait 3 months before you actually commit to anything serious. Okay. Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. Hi, Ferdy. I hope you're doing well. I'm just trying to find out if you see me finding love. Will it be my ex or perhaps someone new? Is there anyone actually watching over me, like a guide, etc.? And FYI, y'all, guys, we all have guides. Everybody, period. So, and they're not. People in heaven don't watch over us. I know they like to tell us that, but they're not watching over us. They can't keep us from experiencing things that we're meant to experience. So they can only like help us or guide us. That's pretty much the extent of it. They can't control our lives or tell us what to do. But going back to your question, is there someone in love for you? There might be an opportunity for love. You need to work on letting your guard down a little bit. And also, I feel like sometimes you either judge or you critique something before you've actually like allowed it to fully come into your life. So you need to work on that because that might be blocking some people from coming in or from you having opportunities to actually get into something more serious. But I feel that there's an opportunity for you that comes up in about 2 years and 7 months. The person's name starts with an R-O. So I want to say it's R-O sounding. And I feel like that's an opportunity for you to have a loving relationship. Okay. Carla's aid. Zeta? I think that's how you say it. Hi, Ferny. Are my husband and I going to work out our problems? I feel like you'll stay together. So I'm thinking y'all will still be trucking along. Y'all might take some breaks. I'm still seeing breaks. It's gonna feel like a back and forth thing, but I'm thinking y'all may still work it out or stick together. So I'm still thinking that the relationship is gonna continue. Okay. Louise Coiny or Cornet, if I'm saying it correctly. I'd love a message from my or for guidance from nanny Louise, if possible, please. Message from your nanny. So she's showing me roses, so I don't know if there's a special connection to, and I'm almost thinking these are like red roses, so I'm thinking of red roses. So either you've put out red roses for her, like on a special date of significance, or red roses for you and her may have a special significance because she showed me red roses. She also keeps showing me the number 21, so the 21st of a month might be significant, or February the 1st. She's also showing me an enlarged heart. So I don't know if your nanny was having an enlarged heart or there were some issues where her heart there was like a fluid buildup around, or the enlargement of what was going on in her chest, because she's showing me something where my heart, I feel like it's going out, it's going out, it's going out. She also keeps acknowledging there might have been several medications that she was on, or several things that were happening where the medication might have actually made it a little harder for her or made it more challenging for her. So there might be a reference to that as well. She's also showing me butterflies, so butterflies are going to be a sign from her. Okay. 10-9. Hey, Ferny, can you give me any guidance as far as my next job and or career path to look into? Thank you. Yeah, I think the next job that comes your way, or the next opportunity that comes your way, I keep seeing a water treatment plant or a company that deals with water or bottled water. So you might need to keep your eyes open for something like that, because there might be an opportunity that has to do with a company that deals with water, or with water, with the water, whenever it goes to a plant and then they clear it out or they process it and prep it for something. I keep seeing that in my head. So there might be reference or an aspect to that's part of the new job or the new company. Allie, I think it's Allie, if I said it correctly. Kitchen. Hey, Fernie, received some sad news on the job front today. I sort of put my family in a very tight financial situation. Are things going to be okay for us? And will I find new work quickly? I'm asking myself about the work because I think that's the most critical thing. As far as the news that you got, either there might be another opportunity that presents itself through the same connection, like communication connection, or someone may reach out to you about another opportunity, but it's not it may not be the same job or the same organization. It might be with a different it's almost like a headhunter. Like if I were dealing with like a headhunter, or I were dealing with like someone who's like the hiring manager, it's like they may say, hey, I know that you did this or whatever, but like there might be another opportunity, or I know of something else that may come up, I know that of something else that may come up with a different organization. And it might even be like a company that deals with hospitals or with a medical establishment. It may not be what you're going into or what you were thinking was going to happen, but it might be something to hold you over. But that may come up. It's not right away. I don't think it's right away. I'm seeing the number 2, so I'm thinking this is like 2 months. I could be wrong and it's 2 weeks, but I'm thinking this is 2 months. But there's that option. But what I kind of see y'all doing is I actually feel like y'all are going to have to make some adjustments or changes just to get through that transition period. I don't feel there might even be a move or a potential relocation that's a part of this, because I keep seeing like y'all not being in the same place. So there may be a move that's a part of this that helps with this, with y'all being tight, with the financial tight thing. I also think that there's an extra source of income that may come up available by early November, which might help to tie y'all over to kind of work through some of this stuff. Okay. But there might be another option through the same connection, through the same option that you heard some bad news from. Yeah, Mary, hello, can you tell me, is the man I love, will we be together soon? We are neighbors and he doesn't reply to my messages. Thank you. Yeah, I don't think he loves you. So I think that this is a one-sided thing, and I think you might feel more for him than he feels for you. I also think that he may not be 100% available. So you might want to keep your eyes open about that, because I don't think he's the one. So I'm going to say no. I don't think y'all are going to be together. I would just move on. Here's the thing, and this is what I tell people, like, if you love somebody and you have to fight just to get their attention, then they don't do it. It's a waste of your time. They will resent you and you will be treated like garbage. So just don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. If someone loves you, they're going to like bounce. The only time that doesn't happen is if y'all are having a fight or an argument. But with this individual, I feel like they're not in it mentally. And I think that you just are going to waste time with them. So I would just move forward. You can love somebody else. Um, Kieran, Kieran Louise Chase, is my parents going to get back together? Thanks, Ferny. I feel like they are going to talk about some stuff and they might even consider it. And it might happen closer to like the holidays. So like closer when we get to like the Thanksgiving and the holidays, there might even be an attempt at that time, but I'm still kind of seeing things progressing where they may still end up at some point going their own different directions. So you may just have to be prepared for that in case they decide not to stick together. But I'm kind of seeing them still going in two different directions, even with that attempt during the holidays. CC Oneness. Is my current relationship going to work? If you can accept the person for where they are in their journey, because I feel like where you are and where they are on two different levels. And I feel like it could go on or go forward, but it feels like it's sometimes people when they get into relationships, the idea of what they think the other person should be is actually a lot of times the cause of the relationship's problems. And so I feel like in some ways you might be expecting too much from this individual and you kind of need to just accept them for where they are in their lives. And if you could do that, then I think that could potentially give you a chance to make things work out. However, as of right now, the question was, are we going to like work out? The question is as of right now, I'm not thinking so. I'm kind of thinking, I'm not seeing the relationship stop this minute. Y'all may take a break, but I'm kind of seeing 2 years. So I'm thinking there's another 2 years of this relationship, or 2 years of dealing with this person before they'll kind of go in two different directions. Okay. Let's go over here. Monica P4. Will either of my daughters be married soon? One of them may actually get engaged. I'm not thinking it's right this minute, but in early 2023. So one of them, I want to say it might be the oldest one or the older one. But I want to say it's around 2023, early part of 2023. There's an engagement around that time frame is what I'm thinking. Okay. Obsidian Fire. Greetings, Ferny. Have my spirit team and or ancestors attempting to tell me about my spiritual path in my dreams these past few weeks. I have been having a lot of dreams lately. I actually think this has to do with past lives. I think what you're having going on is there's a lot of memories or experiences or trauma from prior lifetimes are starting to surface. And it may just be because there's kind of an alignment happening for you where it's just the right time and in correlation with like universal energy in the world and the planets and all that. You can throw all that in there. But basically it's just the right time where there's a lot of like revealing of past lives that is coming up. And a part of it has to do with the fact that at this age, in some of your past lives, you kind of hit juncture points where these were periods in your life where you hit either really traumatic experiences or you kind of didn't go further and you got stuck with a certain trauma or condition, then you could move forward past it. So right now you're kind of going through something very similar where you're like at a gate. Let's call it a gate, a life gate, where you can move forward and pass some of these issues. The problem is that it just depends on how you're going to handle it and how you want your mindset, how you're going to deal with it in that way. But a lot of what's coming up is actually just past life memories is what I'm thinking. Joanna, hi Ferny. I'm going through a lot with my son. Lately, he is gonna get. Is he gonna get better and come out okay? I'm worried about him. I help him a lot, but getting in a financial bind. I kind of feel like you need to just, um, push him out of the nest. I feel like you just need to like acknowledge that there's only so much you can do and you're limited, unless it's food, unless it's like food or shelter or like medicine and medical care, unless it's those three things. Anything on top of that you just kind of need to like pull back on. And I almost feel like you're kind of being taken advantage of in this situation, so you probably need to put your foot down on some things and just say no. Because I feel like sometimes there are certain personalities that no matter what you do, you can do the very best to try to raise them right or to try to do what you want to do for them. At some point, you just have to accept the fact that people are people and they get to choose and make choices. And sometimes our family members are crappy. Sometimes we have crappy family members. I'm not saying your son is crappy, but I do think that there's that he might be taking advantage of you. So you probably need to pull back on some of the responsibilities or some of the help you're offering. Casey, please help me and Harry be together. No. So if he's not with you, then that's his choice. I respect the choice. Find somebody else. Find somebody else. And it's not my place to force people to be together. And I don't have that power. Nobody does. And the people out there who act like they can curse somebody into being with you, they're going to take your money. So be careful with who you be giving your money to, girlfriend. Damien, well, me and my ex get back together. I don't think so either. I feel like I got a lot of bad news for people today. I don't think so. I do think y'all will talk again. But I kind of feel like your ex is going to end up in a new relationship by next summer, which they might stick with for a while. So you might end up moving on or going with somebody else altogether. I'm not thinking y'all are going to get back together as far as like long term. Okay. Let's go here. Steph K, 0509. Can you tell me what's my next job move? I'm looking to find a remote job, but no luck so far. Any suggestions with company, or when I'll start with something? Yeah. Keep your eyes open for, it's funny because I keep thinking of Aurelia. It's the potato company. It's the company that deals with French fries, potatoes, and like potato stuff. Keep your eyes open for any kind of company that deals with special types of chips or special types of fries. Even though I don't think you would be working on the food side of anything. I think this would be more of like the marketing or the advertising or the administrative side of whatever this is, and you could do it from a distance, but keep your eyes open for something like that. And the company might be based out of like either the Great Lakes or right around there, because I'm seeing that area right around there. I never remember the states up there. That's my fault because I'm horrible with geography, but I keep thinking of like the Great Lakes, and then I want to move over 1 or 2 states. And I feel like the company that I'm talking about is based out of there, but the opportunity maybe you can do it remotely, and it has to do with either marketing or with some sort of like an administrative side of things. Okay. And they got really good benefits, by the way, just FYI, or really good perks. Nail Jenner. Hey, Ferny, Jasmine, one of my close friends, is talking to this guy named Efren. Do you think they will have something like together, relationship, etc.? I don't feel bad about the guy, but I feel like he's not the best fit. I mean, she should do whatever she wants to do, but I think there's going to be somebody else that pops into the picture whose name is Antonio or Anthony. It's got an A name. And they've got ties to New York. They have an accent. So there's like an accent that I'm kind of picking up with this other person. That person may pop up around the beginning of next year. Long distance is an issue with this person, but it can get worked through. And that's an opportunity that comes her way. So as far as Efren, it's her decision how she wants to handle that. But I don't feel bad about the guy. I just don't think it's going to be the best fit. Some people can deal with like certain types of personalities. Some people can't. I kind of feel like this person's personality, the personalities I feel like may not line up. Tanya Doe. Hey Ferny, I used to talk to a guy named called Aaron, and ever since I told him about 111 Make a Wish, he started to see it too. Why? Well, that's a little different. Sometimes when we have like numbers line up, usually when numbers line up, they are an opportunity for us to take stock and to be self-aware, because usually what's going on at that point is that whatever you're going through in your life, good or bad, doesn't matter what it is, it's supposed to be happening. And so the experiences you're having are supposed to happen. Sometimes when we mention these signs to other people, they will start to notice them, or they will start to see them also. And what happens is most of us in the world, in the physical human world, we get caught up in our everyday stuff. We get caught up in like relationships or love or the idea of love. We get caught up with jobs or career. We get caught up with family drama. We get caught up with all of the regular stuff. And we don't always pay attention, or we are not always aware enough to notice the signs and symbols we're given by the universe. And so when you mentioned it to them, I feel like they just became aware. And so now they're picking up and they're starting to notice that. So they may also be having some alignments happen for them as well. Okay. Jolie, hi Fernie, my son had an interview today. Do you feel he will get the job? I kind of feel like there might be a technicality or something that either he doesn't have enough experience with, or he's missing like a technicality, like a specific type of either degree or specific credential. But I feel like there's a technicality that could potentially cost him the job. But I feel like I feel like they might try to work around it to see if they can get him even with that. So they may actually try to see if they can get him in. But they may do that first before they let him know. But I feel like they're going to try. But I feel like there's a technicality that could cost him the job. So just FYI, I am seeing him working within a month. So I want to say that the likelihood of him getting a job within a month feels higher, because I feel like he's going to be working within a month or within 30 days before November. But I'm thinking that they're going to try to get him in, but there's a technicality that could potentially affect him, but I feel like they're going to try to work on things on his end. Miss Jenny, hey Fernie, think you just got picked to be a distributor of a business. Do you see me being successful? Yeah, I actually think you might do well here. There is a swap or a transition over to a different vendor or a different company that would be handling some of the distribution elements of it. And so there might be some transitions or some changes happening there. And I think they may. It's almost like reminiscent of, I keep thinking of when I used to work at Starbucks. Back when I used to work at Starbucks, there was one company that we used to have handling all of our deliveries. And then we ended up changing from that company because they were just getting really, really bad at staying consistent. So we went with a different company, and that didn't really work for Starbucks either. And I think at some point we switched over to like we made our own company, or we just created our own division or whatnot. But I feel like for you, there's something like that may come up, maybe even come up before this year is over with. And so it's almost like a transition over from one vendor or one, I would say distributor, because I mean, it's a distribution company, but one of the, facilitators of the distribution to another, or there's like an additional one that would be brought on, and that might make it a little bit hectic because it's going to feel like there's a lack of communication, which might cause a little bit of confusion. But I feel like you'll be able to do fine. I think you'll be able to get that cleared up, or help through the process. It says, hey Ferny, in the midst of COVID, I asked you about baby number 3. Just wanted to check in if you still are you're still predicting August. Yeah, I would say so. Remember, guys, sometimes I'm off by 1 exact year because sometimes when I'm tuning into the future, everything feels like now, right? So when I think of the month of like December, I'm not seeing some far away place. I'm seeing like December and what I'm used to, my memory of Decembers. So that's what I'm seeing in my head. So when I think of like the holiday period, for me, I'm thinking of a memory. I'm not thinking of an actual time in the future that I'm seeing. That's what's triggering me to understand what I'm seeing. But sometimes I assume that I'm seeing the year I'm in, and I may actually be off by 1 complete year. So there have been times where I tell somebody like, hey, look out for this. I'm seeing this in August, and I give them a specific August, and then I actually turn out to be exactly off by 1 year. So just FYI with that, because that's one of the little things that happen sometimes whenever you're trying to predict the future. But yeah, I'm still seeing baby energy around you. Guys, be specific, because if you're just asking like vague questions, I'm not going to understand what you're wanting to know. So you got to be a little more specific with your questions, y'all. Stephanie 1002. Hi Fernie. My father-in-law passed away. Just wanted to see if he had any messages for my husband. He is showing me, interestingly enough, he's showing me a cross, so I don't know if there's an actual like cross that is significant between the two of them, or there's like an X that is significant, because I'm seeing something like that. I also keep seeing, thank you, I also keep seeing, sorry, because I'm thinking of tic-tac-toe in my head. I'm seeing a tattoo. So there might also be a tattoo reference, or someone's planning on getting a tattoo, because he's acknowledging that as well. He also keeps acknowledging thank you. You know how sometimes there's like, I don't even know what it would be called, but it's like a string or like a rope like this, and then it comes up, and then there's like a little circle, and then you kind of like tie it, and it's a Western thing, I think. There's something that he's showing me that feels like that, or that reminds me of that, where there's like this thing, and then there's a circle that you tighten. So there's a reference to a piece or something like that that may also be significant. He's also showing me the 17th, so the 17th of a month may be significant, or January the 7th, okay? It's either the 17th or the 27th, because I want to put, I know the last one's 7, but I want to say the first one's a 1 or a 2, but I want to say it's 1. I'm going to go with 1. So the 17th, I think. Okay. Bring somebody on, because getting further in the day, getting further in the night. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Okay. So here, go into the next one. Let's see. Stay here. Hello.
Hola.
Hola. How are you doing? ¿Cómo estás?
Bien. Estoy emocionada.
Ay, pues tenga paciencia conmigo. Mi español no es perfecto. Si quieres nomás que hable español, mi español no es perfecto. Sí le puedo hablar,
La,
pero...
sí, yo no hablo inglés muy poquito, pero estoy muy emocionada porque me aceptó.
Oh, ay, pues muchas gracias por eso. Pues, ¿qué pregunta tiene?
Quiero saber de mi hijo. Mi hijo
Ujú.
murió, van a ser 2 años el mes que entra.
Sí, no me dice mucho porque quiero saber si él me va a decir unas cosas, okay? And for everybody who's following along who doesn't know what I'm saying, we're going to be talking about her son. Her son passed away, so she wants me to connect with her son. So I'm not going to repeat everything that I said in Spanish and English for y'all, so just so y'all know. Okay, déjame mirar porque la primera cosa que me está diciendo es, él me está enseñando el número 12. ¿Sabes si el número 12 está conectado o si hay una fecha que es importante en el 12?
Él falleció el 12 de noviembre y mi cumpleaños
Perfecto.
el 12 de abril también.
Perfecto. Se me está enseñando eso. También me está enseñando dos locaciones o dos áreas donde lo han, ¿cómo se dice? Tú sabes como si cuando se muere en locación y luego lo enteran, pero tienen otra locación. ¿Hay dos locaciones así con él?
Bueno, siempre estamos con él en el panteón y yo en mi casa tengo algo así donde tengo solamente sus cosas de él.
Ok. Pero ¿qué es un panteón?
A donde están sepultados, o sea, donde los
Ah, ok. Pues me está enseñando como hay dos locaciones. Puede ser que hay otra locación donde personas vienen y le dan cartas o le dejan cosas, porque me está enseñando dos locaciones y la otra locación se siente como es afuera. So, no sé si es afuera donde él vivió o si es afuera donde él estaba, pero me está enseñando dos locaciones. So, el panteón
pues,
pienso que es una locación y lo hay otra también.
ahí lo
También, no, ¿sabes?
y le dejan flores y cartas y regalos
Ok, ok. También me está enseñando de un perrito. Hay un perrito que está ahí con él también. Tiene un perrito chiquito. ¿No tenían un chihuahua o un perrito muy chiquito?
Mi hija tiene un chihuahua pequeño, pero él tenía un perrito pequeño que está con él, dice usted.
Sí, él tiene uno con él.
Bueno, él tenía un chihuahua pequeño y también falleció el perrito.
Sí, me está diciendo que él tiene el chihuahua. También me está diciendo, thank you. ¿Hay un Tomás o Tomasita nombre que es como Tomás o Tomasita?
Era mi bisabuela.
Ok. Y ella ha morido ya también, ¿verdad?
Hace muchos
Okay. Me
años.
está diciendo que ese es quien él está con. También me está diciendo de un thank you. Candela. Ok. ¿Tiene una candela que está roja o está pink o roja?
Como una vela.
Una vela. Ujú.
No,
Es una vela que es como rojito o es un color de rojo. Me está diciendo de una vela.
no, no sabría decirle. Los que tenemos ahí
Siento
puestos.
que como que tiene unos corazones. Tiene unos corazones, la candela o
La
la
vela.
vela. So, tiene un corazón ahí con la vela y está rojo. So, es como un vidrio y tiene un corazón y luego hay una vela que está como rojo que ahí está metido. So, me está diciendo de una candela que es así. So, le voy a decir eso y va a tener que pensar, pero me está diciendo de eso. También me está diciendo, thank you. Tiene una cadena de él que él tenía, que lo tienen ustedes.
Ah, tenemos rosarios
Ok.
que él tenía.
No, hay un candela que mira, candela, cadena.
Cadena.
Tiene un nombre. Se me está diciendo de uno que tiene un nombre.
Un nombre.
Pero no sabes si alguien hizo uno que tiene el nombre y tiene su foto o tiene algo así.
Tiene bueno, una muchacha muy amiga de él me regaló una cadena con un corazón con el nombre de él.
Ujú.
Y un exnovio de él trae una cadena con su foto de
Ah,
él también.
ok, está bien. Pues se me está diciendo de las cadenas. También un hijo. ¿Tiene un hijo o dejó un hijo?
No
Ok.
sé, en
Puede
serio.
ser que hay un hijo, so quédate con los ojos abiertos porque puede ser que hay un hijo ahí que él no sabía o alguien no le dijo,
Sería
pero es posible.
del mundo.
Ujú. Pepito o Pepe. También hay un Pepe o Pepito. nombre así? ¿Era un vecino o una señor?
Pepe.
¿Es Pepe o
Ah,
Pancho?
Pepe.
Era un vecino o un señor que vivía cerca de la
No
casa.
sé, a lo mejor yo no conocía gente que él conocía
No, 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 no. Este es un señor que se murió que está conectado con usted cuando usted era niña.
cuando yo era niña.
Ujú. Había un señor, me está diciendo de una, cuando, donde había la casa o donde se vivía, como que si voy ahí a la esquinita, había un señor que le daba dulce a los niños o le daba cositas a los niños y siempre estaba pasando, ahí vivía y siempre estaba allí fuera de la casita, ahí estaba metido y tenía su chair. ¿No se recuerda de un señor que se llama Pepe o Pepito o Panchito? Que vivía allí cuando usted era niña.
Había un señor que vivía enfrente de mi casa que se llamaba Pablito.
Pablito, ok, sorry. El señor, ahí está con él también. Se me está diciendo del señor que vivía, no, ahí está el señor también. Está bien él y te quiere mucho. Y me está diciendo que trató de visitarte en sus sueños, pero no te quiere asustar.
No lo que venga.
Okay.
Yo lo espero a
So,
sus servicios.
cuando se duerme, no se preocupe si usted le está preguntando, no te preocupes, no van a mandar algo negativo, él va a tratar de meterse y a conectarse con usted, pero piensa en él y en lo que sea que puedes recordarse de las memorias que te gustaban, porque si te duermes y te sientes mala o te sientes inmunociada, ¿cómo se dice? Ajá. Eso te va a afectar y va a ser como un bloque.
Ok. Yo
Ok.
quiero preguntarle
Ujú.
algo. ¿Él está bien?
Me dice que él está en paz y ya encontró su paz. Y que no se preocupe, ya encontró su paz. Porque me dice que no tenía el paz cuando estaba vivido y como que también él no estaba bien en su cabeza en lo que estaba pensando y lo que creía en las cosas y que ya tiene su paz. So, él está bien ahorita.
Él,
Hay veces que él sentía cosas o se pusía de depresión y no las decía a ustedes.
ajá, sí,
Pero
es
sí está
cierto.
bien. Sí está bien. Ok.
Él
Ok.
sabe que yo lo amo, él sabe que yo lo extraño.
Sí, no, él sabe, él sabe. Es por eso él me siguió ahorita, porque ahorita me olvidé de traer personas en video y me dije, ay, sabes que tengo que traer una señora. Y eso te encontró. Sí te
Y
quiere,
entonces yo quería
sí te
saber
quiere.
que él estaba bien.
Sí. No, pues, y también una cosa, porque ahora en el día yo tenía un cliente y tenía un consejo de la familia de ellos que ya murió. Y yo estaba teniendo tanta problema hablando con ellos en español y comunicando todo lo que me estaba diciendo el papá de ellos.
Ajá.
Y le dije a Dios, ok, ¿debería de hacer estas cosas en español o no? Porque no quiero tener otra experiencia que no le estoy dando todo lo que quiero. So,
Sí.
y yo le pregunté a Dios por un miracle, por un milagro. Y usted es mi milagro. So, you're my miracle.
Yo le estaba pidiendo mucho a Dios y a él, hijito, por favor, si
Pues,
tú quieres que
si
yo
te
sepa,
oyen,
por
si
favor.
te oyen,
Y, y,
si te oyen.
y ay, es que tengo
Pues
tantas
sí,
cosas, pero
pues me tengo que ir porque ya me
yo
está
sé,
esperando
no,
la persona.
yo
Pues,
sé, yo le agradezco tanto,
ay, de
tanto,
nada,
que
amiguita.
Dios lo bendiga y que mi hijo sepa que lo extrañamos, mis
Ay,
hijas y yo y todos,
ay,
que
pues
lo amamos.
si te quiere mucho, va a estar con usted y no se preocupe. Habla con él, te va a oír.
Gracias y que Dios me lo bendiga.
Igualmente, mamita.
Gracias.
Bye bye. All right, so let me go on to somebody else. For those of you who didn't understand what I was saying, it was her son, and he came through and he gave her a few details and also told her about a neighbor that was there that passed away that when she was young and gave the name and everything. So she was able to confirm that. But I was telling her that earlier today, because most of my sessions are in English, and even though I'm able to carry a conversation in Spanish, it's harder to do readings in Spanish because there are certain things and certain inflections and personality traits that are hard to communicate in Spanish with the way that I'm used to communicating with spirit. And so I was having trouble communicating, because I had clients earlier who had a mediumship session and they were in Spanish, and so I was trying, and I was really trying my best, but there were certain things I just was having the hardest time communicating. So I was asking God earlier, I was like, okay, am I supposed to do these, or am I supposed to be available to do this in Spanish? Because I want to make sure I'm not like half-assing it. I want to do a full, like, real solid reading. I don't just want to give people like a part thing. And I asked God for a miracle if I'm supposed to do this in Spanish. And interestingly enough, I had a Spanish client and a person that was this on, and that confirmed it for me. It's like, oh, thanks, guys. Like, I got the message. So let's go here. Let's see. Milagro, yes, Beba. That's what I was talking about. I was trying to say milagro. Jesus, like sometimes these words come out really hard. Hello.
Oh my gosh, I was expecting
Hi,
this.
sweetheart. How you doing?
Oh, good. I'm Dodge
Awesome.
City.
Oh. Awesome. Well, what do you want to ask me about?
Well, any messages from my dad?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with your dad. First of all, thank you. He is, thank you. Okay, 30 days, okay. Do you know there are 2 dates of significance within 30 days? Because he's acknowledging 2 dates, and it's within a 30-day period.
My mom's birthday just passed.
Okay, so let's assume that's one, and then is there another date of significance as well? Or or someone really, do you know if someone's pregnant in the family?
Oh my gosh, no.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to say. He's talking about 2 days of significance. Let's assume he's acknowledging your mom's birthday as one. But then when I asked him about the second one, he was showing me a baby. So it's very possible someone may find out that they're pregnant, or there might be something coming up in the next 30 days. So oh, you're frozen. Let me see. Wait, let me let you unfreeze that. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, come on. Let's see. There you go. I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, I can.
Okay. Yeah. So let's just assume that he's either referring to a situation regarding a baby or a baby, potentially some news in the next 30 days. So FYI with that, because he was kind of making me feel that way. He also keeps acknowledging thank you. Do you know if there's something dedicated to him with his initials or his name that's like decor or that goes in the wall?
There's a couple things, yeah. Like we have a fountain, a bench. Also.
Okay, because he's showing me something with his name on decor or like up somewhere, as if you can see his name like publicly. So he's showing me something like that. So I'm assuming that may be where he's going with it. But he also keeps acknowledging thank you. Do you know if there was a nonprofit organization that money was donated to or that he was honored by?
I tried to start something, but they did donate money from his work, actually.
Okay, because he's acknowledging that and he's saying thank you for that. He also keeps acknowledging thank you. Do you also know of a sound weird, I'm seeing something wrapped around my arm and I kind of want to call it something blue. Do you know if there's a blue bracelet or something that's blue that goes around the wrist or goes around the arm that is connected?
Not that I can think of.
So here's an example. So, for example, like if I think of a watch, the straps would be blue. If I think of bracelets that are made in honoring of someone, there's like blue. Like I'm seeing something that he's showing me and it's like wrapped around my arm and it's blue. So there's a reference to this.
Okay.
Okay. It's almost like a Jewish color blue. Like, I don't know if you know what the Jewish color, but it's almost like the Jewish color blue. It's got that very like kind of fadey, a little bit blue tone to it.
Okay.
Okay, I'll leave that with you. Just remember that I said that. He also keeps it. Thank you. He also keeps. Did y'all release lanterns or balloons for him?
Balloons, yes.
Okay, because he's acknowledging that or making reference to that. He also keeps talking about the time at the water or the lake. Do you know if there's a special place like a lake or a pond that is connected or that was special?
Not that I can think of.
I'm seeing, what he's showing me is I'm seeing this property. I feel like it's right around a lake or an area that's like a big water feature. So he's showing this to me. I'm also thinking of like vacations or something that reminds me of like people coming together like in a reunion. Is there some sort of reunion or something like this happening at a place where there's going to be water or it's next to a lake?
We might go to like the island for a huge birthday thing. I don't know. That's related.
Would you have to take a boat there?
No,
No,
not
this is
no.
different. This is no, this is something else. This feels like it's a lake. It's like I know you're telling me island, but I'm thinking of like a lake where like there might be swings that you grab on and you swing into the water. Like he's showing me something like this. So there's a reference to a place like this where I would like there's you can go into the water or whatever. It could also be a river and I'm calling it a lake, but he's showing me something. Are you in Texas?
I'm in Tennessee for school right now, but in Texas we have like resacas and
Okay, because I
things.
keep thinking of like Rio Frio or like by San Antonio. So I'm thinking of these places over there. So did y'all spend any time growing up, or did you spend time there with your dad?
On the island would be like the main thing, but he's from Midland, so maybe he had some places over there.
That's what I'm. That's okay. Here, I'm gonna repeat it. There is a special place. It looks like a house or cabins along a lake or along a water thing, and then there's a dock that even goes out part way out into the water. There's little buoys or little boats there, and he's showing me
Mhm.
something there. I'm seeing a fire pit, and then I'm seeing. Thank you. Was your father cremated?
No, that was my uncle.
Okay, so because I'm seeing remains, I'm trying to figure out where this is going with this. So
I think that's my uncle because he loved the boats and my cousin's having a hard time with his death.
okay, so
They're brothers.
let's see.
Sorry.
If this is the uncle, then he might be joining us for the conversation, and your dad's letting us know that he's there. But let me go back over the details. He's acknowledging this property that's like a cabin or like a property next to a lake or a river. There's the little dock that goes out. They would get in the swing or the tire, go out into the water or jump into the water. He's also acknowledging, I'm seeing ashes, so there might be cremation remains that were left there or someone honored him at a place like this.
Okay.
Okay. Do you know if that happened with your uncle?
No, I was just talking to my cousin about that because she doesn't know what to do, and I told her maybe leave it by the water because he loved the water.
Okay. So he might be answering the question if y'all were just talking about it, but he's making
Okay.
reference to that. He's also acknowledging a baby with him as well. Do you know if there's a baby connected to that part of the family that was miscarried, lost, or terminated?
On my dad's side, I
Your
can't think.
uncle, with your uncle and your cousin.
Oh, I don't
Okay.
know. I'll ask her.
Because he's got a baby with him, so either there's a baby that was miscarried, lost, or terminated, or a baby that didn't make it that's connected to him. And I want to put that with your uncle because I feel like that person is still going if that's the case. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. He's repeating his name 3 times. Do you know if your uncle had 3 versions of his name in the family?
Yeah, Julio Junior, Junior,
Yeah,
things like
got it.
that.
Yeah, so your dad is with your uncle, so the uncle was with him, so he's acknowledging that. They're also acknowledging Patricia or Pat, Patricia or Patricia or Pat. Do you know there's a Pat name also in spirit?
There's tons of family. Could be. I'll
Okay,
ask.
the Patricia or Pat, they might be a teacher or have had something to do with the school.
Okay, might be related to my dad then.
Okay, because I'm seeing this female that he's acknowledging that's also there as well, and then they're showing me a school, so there's a reference to that. Your dad is also acknowledging. Do you have a? Are you having something made jewelry wise that's connected to your dad?
I have his necklace I wear
Okay,
sometimes.
got it. Because he's showing me something. Okay, got it. That would make sense to me. I was funny because I was going to like wear his ring around my neck, and that's how I wanted to describe it. But he was showing me something being made or custom made. So I don't know if you're planning on having something else custom made with something that's already his, or having it redone so that it's a better fit. But there's a reference to that he's making or acknowledging that. He's also showing me. He's showing me a ring. He's still showing me this. Do you also have your dad's ring, or do you also have his ring?
Yeah, my mom has them.
Okay, so he's acknowledging his ring. He's also doing something. He's opening her palm and he's putting the ring in her hand. Whenever they show me that symbol, that's usually I'm giving them permission to move forward or to have a full life. So he's giving her permission. He also says she never had to ask him. He would automatically give it to her. So to let her know this, because she needs to know that from him. He also says to tell her that he's proud of her.
Okay.
Okay? All right, sweetheart. Well, you take care of yourself. The other details, follow up with the cousins because they might be able to, yeah. They might be
so
able
much.
to pay
Oh
for
my
it.
gosh.
Yeah. All right, sweetheart. You take care of yourself.
Love you. Thanks, Ferny.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, let's see. I know I'm going a little longer, guys, but I was late, so I want to make sure that I'm like on here long enough before before I sign off. So let me. Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Hi. How you doing?
Pretty good. I'm
Awesome.
wondering if you could speak to my dad.
Oh, sure.
That's it. Do I just ask like a question or something?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You said you were going to see you were taking the phone to your dad. Is that what you said?
I was wondering if you could speak to him.
Oh, if I could speak to you. Oh, sorry. I misunderstood you. I thought you were saying, give me a second. I'm taking my phone to my dad. I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, where's his dad at? So got it. Now I understand where you're going with it. I was like, what is he talking about? Got it. All right. So you want to connect with your dad. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about that for a second. I am seeing the number 5 or 15. Do you know if the 5th of a month, May, or the 15th is connected?
He passed on the 5th.
Got it. So he's acknowledging the timing of his passing. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. Do you know do you know if he didn't want to be where he was when he passed, or if he wanted to be home?
He was home. He was in the bed.
Okay, because he's acknowledging being home. So I'm assuming that was what he's probably trying to tell me. He also keeps acknowledging a bit of confusion or feeling very disoriented. Do you know if he was either on any heavy medications or if he was confused when he passed away?
He was on like the weight loss medicine.
Okay, because he's acknowledging feeling confused or feeling very like, it almost feels like he was dehydrated, because he's making me feel a bit dehydrated, like either there wasn't enough water or fluid, or there was like a lack of water, because he's making me feel like dry mouth. So he's making reference to that. Are you aware of that?
He would drink a lot of water.
Okay, because he's making me feel like dehydrated, like I feel like really dry in my mouth. So he's making reference to that. He also keeps it. Thank you. He also keeps acknowledging. Do you know if someone had left when he passed away, or had left the room when he passed?
Like
they didn't want, either they didn't want to be in the room when he was actually taking his last breath, or they actually left and then he passed while they were gone?
My brother Tico,
okay.
My little brother.
Because he's acknowledging the person that wasn't there the moment that he passed away, or that left the room. He's aware of that. He's okay with it, and he doesn't want them to feel bad or to feel guilty about that. So he's acknowledging that as well. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. Do you know if there's a cap or a baseball cap with an A on it?
He has a lot of hats.
Okay.
But
just remember that I said this. He's showing me a cap with an A on it, or a very solid letter. So he's showing me a cap or a hat with him and this letter on it as well. It's interesting because it's almost reminding me of Angels in the Outfield. Mom, do you remember the movie Angels in the Outfield?
Yeah.
Okay, he's bringing up Angels in the Outfield. So if you watch the movie again, and I think watch it for the kids so they can see it, I think he's trying to like use that as a point of reference for them. But there's a reference there. Did he like baseball?
Love baseball.
He loved it.
Oh, I'm sorry, you broke up. Say that again for me.
He loved baseball.
That's it. So this is the reason why he's bringing this up. So he's referring to himself as an angel in the outfield. So he's acknowledging the movie just because of him now considering himself to be an angel in heaven and playing on the heavenly team. So he's making reference to this. He also says that his legs don't cramp up anymore, or they don't feel as tight as they did. Do you remember that?
Yeah, they would cramp a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like
Got it, because he's acknowledging that. He also says his back feels so much better. So I don't know if he was having some back pain, but he says his back feels so much better. So he's acknowledging that as well. He also says, thank you. Okay. If y'all have weird fire alarms going off in the house, just weirdly, that's going to be from Dad, because he says he sets the alarms off. He also says, y'all need to watch your driving. Are you learning how to drive?
Not yet, almost.
Okay. He's like acknowledging you watching your driving, and he's wanting you to be very, very careful. So he's wanting to make sure you're going to pay attention and like keep your eyes on the road. And he's like, Mom, he's telling you like, don't let him have his phone with him, or do not let like he needs to not be on his phone. That's how he's wanting to make sure that y'all understand that. He also keeps acknowledging, thank you. He's showing me a jersey or a shirt that has a star on it. Do y'all have a jersey or a shirt that has a star on it?
I think we do.
Okay, and it might even be blue and white, or white and blue.
Yep.
But he's showing me. It almost reminds you of like the Dallas Cowboys, but it's like it almost reminds you of that. Oh, let me see.
Like this, like white and blue.
And blue. Okay, yeah, it's like that coloring, and it's got a star on it. So it's going to be something like that that's got a star on it.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's acknowledging that. He also keeps acknowledging. Do you know there was a pet or an animal that was named like Dodo or Dido or Didi?
Duzma.
What's that one?
Duzma?
Duzma?
Okay, there's a D or a D sounding pet that's with him. So he's acknowledging an animal that's with him that's a pet. And also, did y'all ever have a turtle? Because I'm seeing a turtle too.
My uncle had a turtle
Okay,
that died.
got it. So he might just be letting us know that the uncle's with him or he's with the uncle, and then that the turtle's there as well, which is an interesting animal to be there, but he's showing me that as well. He also keeps acknowledging dog tags. Are you planning on having dog tags or making dog tags for Dad?
Those ones that we have the chains.
Yeah.
He knows about it. So he's just acknowledging that as well. He's okay, guys, and he is with y'all. And just keep talking to him because he's getting the messages. And he says thank you for putting up with him. So he wants to thank y'all for that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, go ahead.
Does he know about the medicine? Like, was that like, did it hurt him?
He says it was a bit more. The way he's referring to it or the way he's acknowledging it, it's almost like it's not so much that the medicine by itself was the problem, it's the combination of it with other things. Because he might have been mixing that with other things, which would have triggered the shutdown in his system. Do y'all remember him complaining about not being able to go use the bathroom or go pee?
No.
Okay, he's talking about cramping in his stomach as if like it's hard to go use the bathroom or there's some pain that he's acknowledging or making reference to. So he is acknowledging some physical pain or discomfort in his body, but he is also acknowledging that it was more of the interaction with the medicine and something else he was doing. Okay?
All right.
So it's more of like an interaction. So he's just acknowledging it in that way, but he says he's okay and that he's not in any pain right now and that he says he's okay.
That's good.
All right, guys. I am wishing y'all well, and I hope y'all have a good rest of your evening.
Yep. You too.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, guys. I am done. So I love you all. I'm about to get off here, bounce back on for our study group time. So I will talk to y'all.